Good morning. So, we have someone new finally speaking up, and I agree with about everything he is saying. A politician, and finally, someone else is talking about what's going on. We just had over 100 illegals in a Home Depot attacking security guards. Violently attacking security guards in a Home Depot. I'm sure we all know what they were in there trying to do, and obviously somebody tried to stop them. But they were calling police in and SWAT, anybody else they could get to come and help them. It's not the only place that's being ran over. We know about the cops getting beat down in New York. There have been women having their purses taken. These people are running up thousands of dollars in charged stuff on their credit cards. And some of them are walking right out of courthouses or jails without even paying a bond. You know, they're talking about we don't have enough men in the military. Nobody's signing up. So they have put the test down to 30 questions, and you may become a citizen if you're willing to join the military. How that exactly works, I don't understand. How you're going to just put people in the military if they can pass a physical. I mean, what if they don't speak English? What if we don't know who they are and they do the opposite of protecting the United States? And what about the military men that are in there now? I mean, we've been told by the president that the white man is the biggest terrorist of the United States. What if they believe that? They're sitting there, you know, next to you with a gun, sleeping where you sleep. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. And I don't know why you would expect white men to continue to sign up for the military. And he talks about this. He is absolutely right. So we're going to listen to Ben Carson for about 7 minutes. And everybody needs to hear what he's saying. And everybody needs to get him a weapon. And you know the kind of weapon you're going to have. And you need to be doing it quickly. This is spreading around. All this violence is spreading around. The immigration's not slowing down. They're coming in every day. You can find it on the internet. And they've just recently, in New York, started giving them credit cards. It's to be used for, you know, food and baby items only. They have to sign an affidavit saying that now. That's going to keep them in line with spending it on food and baby items, baby needs. So anyway, let's listen to Ben Carson.
Men 76 alive. But as we gather here today, I really want to discuss an entirely new threat to our country. Just a few miles up the road in Washington, D.C., an entirely different scene is unfolding. Our government and our legacy institutions are losing credibility in the public eye at breakneck speed, even though their systematic takeover of America has been going on for years. The federal bureaucracy, the mainstream media, academia, Hollywood, big tech, and every other nexus of power in America today has turned its fire against conservatives, against Christians, against anyone who stands in their way. I call this the crisis of legitimacy in the United States government. America was founded on the notion that all political power comes from the consent of the governed, and that sovereignty does not belong to any one official or institution, but it belongs to we, the American people. The reality is is that the government in Washington, D.C. no longer represents the people it claims to serve. And it has stopped even pretending to execute the charge laid out by our founders, the protection of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Put simply, Washington is losing its legitimate claim to govern the American people. Millions of Americans look around and wonder, what's becoming of their beloved nation? They don't recognize the place that they grew up in, and they wonder what kind of future is in store for their children and grandchildren.
One more thing. Virginia is getting ready to, I think the senators have all agreed in Virginia that they're fixing to release about 2,500 convicted felons, if I'm not mistaken, out of prison. It was 325 rapists. It was about, I don't know, 77 maybe robbers had robbed stuff. 700 or so first degree murder. Another big number for second degree murder. And then there was another group where they had actually kidnapped people. This is Virginia, and they're getting ready to release these inmates out. I don't know why. I don't know what they think they're doing. I don't know if they're running out of money there in Virginia, and that's why they're doing it. I mean, most states are running out of money due to all the extra people here. But anyway, I just wanted to get that in there real quick.
Young white men aren't signing up in great numbers for military anymore because they don't want to fight for a country that hates them. They don't want to die halfway around the world to protect the borders of Ukraine or Taiwan or any other country on the earth when our own border is being overrun by the millions with terrorists and cartel members and human traffickers coming in every day. They don't want to join a fighting force that is more concerned with woke activism, gender inclusivity, LGBT issues than it is with protecting Americans. They don't want to be part of an operation that spends trillions of dollars abroad while the small towns they call home are falling into dissolution and our communities are being ravaged by drugs and depression while their jobs are shipped overseas without a second thought. And they don't want to fight overseas just to come home to a country hell-bent on vindictive identity politics that promises to take what little social and economic capital they have left and redistribute it to racial, sexual, religious, and other minority groups as a pure power play by the radical left. Who can blame them? And how long can a country last in that way? It isn't just happening in our military either. As we see every day, virtually every single institutional power in our country has become openly hostile to conservatives, to Christians, to our country's legacy, and even the concept of Western civilization itself. Our education system has been taken over by radicals who push insane political ideologies like CRT, DEI, transgenderism, and more on our poor children, while they no longer even learn basic reading, math, civics. They come down with the full force of the law when a student tries to open a Bible or say a prayer in school. And you know, they're putting all this stuff over on our young people who have brains that are not fully developed yet. And to take somebody who's curious and impressionable and infect them with these kinds of things is nothing less than child abuse. Inflation, gas prices have risen so high that everyday American families struggle to even put food on the table and gas in their cars. And Washington's solution, double down on insane environmental policies like the Green New Deal, mandatory electric vehicles, even though other countries pollute at far higher rates than we do. And we're sitting on some of the largest untapped oil reserves in the world. Our borders are wide open. An estimated 10 million illegal aliens have invaded our country since Biden took over, which is more than the population of 40 of the 50 states. A civilization cannot sustain itself this way, and we have no idea who these people are. They could be terrorists, spies, cartel members, or human traffickers, and they appear to be mostly military-age males. They could be affecting things like our cell phone systems and whether they work appropriately every day. And I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of stuff that they're going to be doing. All these people coming here are not our friends. The leaders in Washington won't enforce the law and protect you from the rampant crime that is destroying our inner cities and making them unlivable for families and children. And they even want to take away your ability to protect yourself by attacking lawful gun owners and slowly abolishing the Second Amendment. Meanwhile, they let hardened criminals out of jail while peaceful pro-life protesters and patriotic grandmothers who walked into the Capitol on January 6th are facing a decade or more in prison. Think about that. Think about that. And this is at a time when we lived through the summer of BLM and Antifa protests, burning down cities, destroying businesses, looting stores, with support from government officials and the biggest corporations on earth. The law is being used to constantly harass upstanding citizens while the real criminals go untouched. To our leaders, you and I are the enemy, not the carjackers and the looters and the criminals who are running rampant in our cities.
So I hope a lot of people get to see this and realize what's really happening. I think a lot of people would listen to Ben Carson. He seems to have a pretty stable background of opinions. But, you know, I was watching the president of El Salvador today. He did I don't know, probably 30, 40 minutes of talking about the United States and warning the United States that they went through 50 years of hell after their country was done the same way the United States was done. He said it's a step by step and everybody can see it. And then once it happens, everybody's looking back like, you know, how did this happen? How did we get here? He'll tell you how bad it's going to be, how bad it is, and we're not hearing half of it. There's all kinds of crime going on. You'll just hear bits and pieces, but it's not being put on the news, of course. You got Democrats that are voting in our elections, the pre-elections, early election type things that are going on right now. And they're telling you, standing there telling you, yeah, I'm registered as a Democrat. No, I'm voting for someone other than Donald Trump. Doesn't matter who. Anybody on the Republican side. And they're Democrats. I mean, what, do they want Republicans to do the same? I mean, it's not like we couldn't. Probably won't. But I mean, the same thing could happen, and it's mostly middle-aged women I'm seeing doing that. Out there bragging that they're Democrats, and they're trying to prevent Donald Trump from having won all the states that this is going through right now. Anyway, I'm going to make a video and have the high points of what the president of El Salvador is warning about. And we'd better pay attention. Better be getting you a weapon and getting ready to where you don't have to be out and about, because they're getting ready to overrun every public place we have. They're going to do what they want because they know they're not going to get in trouble. Hope everybody has a good day today. Go out and get what you need. And get ready. Thanks. Share this, please, so others can see it.